Okay, I have to explain something to you guys, alright? So I bet you guys are curious about how I ended up in China. Well, it's a long story actually. Alright, let's start from the beginning. So, back in 2018, my dad decided to travel to China for the first time. And he enjoyed it. And it was for business, by the way. It was for business. Because they were building a new facility for my dad's company there. My dad's company was building a new facility there. So then, once he came back, he told me that, hey, son, we might move to China. But we weren't really too serious about it. He wasn't too serious about it yet. And I was like, China? Why there? He said, we're building a new facility there. And I'm like, okay? I wasn't even like 10 years old yet. I was like 9 or something like that. So, fast forward to 2023, it became more and more serious. It was actually so goddamn serious that out of nowhere, my dad decided to book another trip to China, but not just him, the 3 of us, we all went to China for the first time. But keep in mind, this was on March of 2023, which meant China wasn't open to tourists yet. So what did that mean? How did we get in then? Well, it wasn't really that hard. Okay, it was hard, but it's not as hard as you think. So at that time, I was living at my hometown. My hometown is about 200 kilometers from Toronto. So that meant we had to drive to Toronto. So the first time we drove to Toronto, it was smooth sailing. We got to the embassy, we went up, we applied for the visas. All we had to do was to wait for a week and then just drive home. Simple as that. So then halfway the drive, an hour in, the drive was 2 hours, but an hour in, my father's car just started to malfunction for no reason, just stopped working. And we were chilling on the side of the highway, which was like, we were chilling on the side of the highway, and my dad was like, bro, we don't need this right now. So yeah, a tow truck came, picked us up, and drove to a nearby city. So then after that, we just continued home. We were scared this was gonna happen again, so we didn't even take the highway. We just took the country roads back to my hometown. It was really that bad. That was on March 2nd, week before we traveled. Fast forward to March 8th, we went back to the embassy, picked up our business visas. Yes, it was business visas. All 3 of us got business visas. Somehow they accepted that. I don't know why. If there's like a 14-year-old kid traveling, yeah, you're not going there for business, my guy. But anyways, they accepted us. We were approved. We weren't denied whatsoever. So we picked up the visas, drove back to my hometown again, 2 hours from Toronto. I had 1 more day of school until spring break. Finished that. Yes, in Canada we have March break, which usually takes place the 3rd week of March or the 2nd week of March, depending on when March starts. So on the last day, we had to download this app. It was called China Customs. So we had to fill out information. We had to fill out some stuff until you were granted this QR code thing. Oh, I almost forgot. We also had to do some COVID testing. Yeah, that was also intense. But don't worry, all of our results were negative, and we were on our way. We drove to Toronto Airport. It was smooth sailing for there. Just check in your bags, go to your gate, and off we went. Now, this is my first time flying 15 hours. So, of course, oh my goodness. The first time I flew 15 hours, oh my goodness. I was going insane. Like, oh my goodness, I felt like crap when I got off that plane. So yeah, we flew to Hong Kong, and we had a quick layover, and flew to Shanghai. So once we landed in Shanghai, oh my goodness, this was intense. So there was a line. So there was like a line, there were 2 lines, one on the left side, one on the right side. There was a guy at the desk, like a police guy on the desk, and then above there was like a thermometer that measures your temperature. Luckily that time, I was okay. I could go through. But wait, before you do that, remember how I mentioned the QR code thing? Well, guess what? It expires after 24 hours. And since our journey was so goddamn long, it indeed expired. So we were pulled to the side and we had to fill it out again just to get that stupid QR code, finally scan it and go through. But now, this is the part where you actually have to show your passport. Oh, wait, guess what? We forgot about arrival cards. Now you see, the first time we came, either we were offered arrival cards, but we just didn't know what to do with it, or we weren't offered at all. Some airlines give you arrival cards when you fly to China. We flew with Cathay Pacific. I flew with them last January, and they gave us arrival cards, but I don't know if they did back in March of 2023. So yeah, we had to go to the side. We were denied entry because we need to fill out the arrival cards. We filled out the arrival cards. And you know how it says, what are the last 2 countries you've been to in the past 2 years? Now, since COVID pandemic was coming to an end, we only put USA and Canada. That's it. But now, when I go there, it says, well, what last countries have you been in the past 2 years? And I'm like, okay, I've been to Thailand, I've been to Japan, I've been to Germany, I've been to the US, I've been, etc. It's hilarious, but I love it. I love it. So guess what? So in China, if you're with a family and your child is 10 plus of age, you have to separate yourselves. You have to go one by one through customs. That's just how it works here. And then they asked my parents, sir, you have a business visa, but why have you brought your wife and kid? I'm starting to think this isn't for business. Now, the reason why we applied for a business visa, it's because China didn't issue tourist visas yet. So that's why we had business visas. And then they even asked me, and I said, I'm planning to study here next year. By the summer, I should be back, etc. And then they said, okay, what cities will you go to? At that time, I only went to Shanghai and Nantong, which is about 100 kilometers north of Shanghai. And then they said, okay, stamp. They stamped me through, that's it. We collected our baggage, and yeah, we basically just explored a city. It was nice. It was super nice. Like, I was like, wow, this place is nice. And even Nantong was nice. Now keep in mind, when I landed in China, I had no WeChat, no Alipay, and my Chinese was poor. All I knew was ni hao. And back then I said ni hao instead of ni hao. It almost sounded like I was mocking their language, how I said it. Like, just listen to this. Ni hao. Like, it was horrible. And after 5 days, I knew what thank you was. They said, well, I was like, what's thank you? I've been here for 5 days and I still don't know what thank you is. And they said, xie. No, back then I said, I had a stroke halfway. Like, it was just that hard. It was that hard. So once the 10th day hit, we flew back to Canada, and then my parents were like, okay, what's the final verdict? You think we should move there? And we all said, yeah, I think we should move there. All right. And we got started. I told everyone at my school. No, I didn't tell everyone at my school. I only told my friends and my teachers. And for some reason, my teacher kind of leaked out the information. Even the principal knew, and he was proud of me. But yeah, that information got leaked out. My whole school knew this dude is moving to China. And some of my classmates were like, why China, bro? And I said, because why not? How about that one? Because why not? I said those exact words, because why not? I was in grade 8 at the time. So I was finishing middle school. And I indeed finished middle school. I graduated. We had a graduation party at my supposed high school. If I didn't move to China, I would go to this exact high school. So at around start of July, my parents were like, since we're moving out of Canada, might as well do one last explore Canada trip. So yeah, we went to Vancouver for a week. It was nice. I've never been to Western Canada before, only Eastern Canada. But anyways, yeah, it was nice. So we came back. We were confused. Since my dad had an Austrian passport and an Austrian passport only, right after that, he had to fly to Austria so he can translate his documents. So while he was in Austria, our realtor was like, okay, your house is for sale now. And then we were like, wow, that was quick. God damn. So yeah, our house was on sale while my father was in Austria translating his documents. And after like 3 days or so, he had a similar situation. His hometown is also 2 hours outside of Vienna. So my dad had to go to Vienna back and forth to the airport, and then he had to go to his hometown. Then he had to go from his hometown to the embassy in Vienna again. it was just a mess for him as well. So yeah, he flew back to Canada, and by then, okay, it's happening. My parents were like, it's happening, I can't believe it. So we start packing. We were supposed to be outside the house. We were supposed to leave the house by the 28th of August. So yeah, as I enter a house, it gradually gets emptier and emptier and emptier and emptier and emptier. Oh my goodness. We even wrapped our furniture in like this plastic wrap or whatever. So yeah, even though we're supposed to be outside the house by the 28th, by the time the 26th rolled out, we booked the hotel. Yeah, we booked the hotel on the 26th because our house was just that empty by then. So yeah, 26th, we booked the hotel. We went to the hotel, spent the night at the hotel, got our last things out. And the reason why we left on the 26th is because on the 26th, we had the movers. The movers came in and helped us. They loaded everything on the truck. And yeah, that's just how it went. They loaded everything on the truck. They're going to drive to my dad's company. Then my dad's company is going to ship it to China. Ship our furniture to China. Everything we need. It's going to get shipped to China. So yeah, August 27th, last day before we had to be fully out the house. Nothing could be left behind. So yeah, 27th was an emotional day for me. Now, I lived in that house for like a long time. God damn. So many memories. I was actually getting so emotional then. So yeah, we took my dog to my grandma's. He's still at my grandma's to this day. And we came back. It was like 6 p.m. and we were like, we need to step this up. We have 6 hours until we have to get everything out the house. And we did got everything out the house. So yeah, at around 10 p.m., 2 hours to spare, we were fully out the house. Goodbye, house. We will miss that house. All right. So next thing to do was to either book the flights or, oh, wait. The next thing was to do was to go to the embassy and get this S1 visa. I have no clue what it does, but all I know is that in order to get the residence permit, which lasts a year, you need to get a new one every year. You need to renew it every year. You need to have an S1 visa, not a tourist visa. So what an S1 visa is that you can stay in China for 3 months, but if you fail to get a residence permit by the 3 months are up, you have to go back. You have to go back. It's over for you. It's over for you, pal. All right, so around the second day we were at the hotel, so the 3rd of September, no, it wasn't even the 3rd, it was like 4th or 5th. Yeah, 3rd of September, guess what we did? We drove to Toronto yet again. But that's not the first time we're doing this on the same day. So we went to Toronto, it was like 8, 9 a.m. or something like that. And then guess what? We were so close to applying that stupid S1 visa. We were so goddamn close. But then they said, oh, you forgot your birth certificate, your son's birth certificate. Well, guess what? And they're like, what? But we live 2 hours outside of Toronto. They said, you can do this. It's only 10 a.m. We close at like 3 p.m. You can do it. Should be 4 hours. It'll be 2 p.m. 1 hour to spare. You'll be all good. I recommend you go now. Go. They said those exact words. So guess what we did? We drove back to my hometown. We got our certificate. We had no time to fill for gas, by the way. We just switched cars. We went with my mother's car to Toronto. And when we went back to my hometown with my mother's car, then we switched from my father's car. And with my father's car, we went back to Toronto with 30 minutes to spare. And then they finally accepted it. And we're like, oh my goodness, that was so tight. But guess what? I have to drive back to my hometown one more time. 4 freaking trips. 800 kilometers. So, at around this was on the 3rd of September. So then around the 11th of September, only my father and I, my mom was still working. My father and I, once again, drove to Toronto. And we got those visas. And then we were like, okay, there's only one thing left to do. Book the flights. And that's what we did. We booked the flights. And yeah, we booked the flights for the 15th of September, but it's just past midnight. It's like half past midnight. So basically we have to go to the airport on the 14th actually. So yeah, it was the 12th. We even checked out the hotel on the 13th. We spent one final night at my grandma's. And by the time the morning of the 14th roll around, I was excited. Oh my goodness. I walked my dog for one last time. I walked my dog. We had breakfast. All my other family members came over to the place, to my grandma's place. They were all saying, oh, good luck on your travels. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. And yeah, so at around 6 p.m., we drove to the airport. Yeah, 6 p.m., we drove to Toronto airport. We got there. It was like 7:30 p.m. or something like that. Yeah, it was a quick drive. There was no traffic whatsoever, somehow. And this time we were flying to Taipei in Taiwan. So we flew with EVA Airways. So we found their check-in desk. It was smooth sailing. Checked in our bag, go through security. We even had a lounge in Toronto. It was good. It was just a vibe. But guess what? We had to fly 16 hours again. I was not excited for that. But guess what? That time we were in premium economy. Because we were moving there, the company was like, you know what? We'll pay for the flights. Because we were moving there. So, yeah, there we go. We take off from Canada. Bye, Canada. And then we landed in Taiwan, had breakfast, which was soup. It was like beef noodle soup. That was good. Yeah, I immediately went Asian. So we had like a 3-hour layover. We got to the gate once again. We were the only foreigners at the gate. So yeah, we boarded a flight. Second flight smooth. It was only like 90 minutes. It was the shortest flight I've ever been on. We landed in mainland China now in Shanghai. And yeah, we still needed that goddamn QR code, we just realized. When we stepped off the plane, we were like, okay, no, sorry. On the second flight, we got our arrival cards, we filled it out. We knew this time. We got off the plane with our arrival cards filled out. And then, of course, you need to get your freaking fingerprint voucher again. We went down. They still had the thermometer thing, but we didn't have to like stand in lines anymore. You just had to kind of go through it. And it made like a beeping sound when I went through. It made a beeping sound, and I was like, oh well, maybe it's not me. But then when I scanned that freaking QR code again, it denies me for some reason. It just denies me. It denies me. My parents went through, but me not. Nope, you can't go through. Nope, you can't do that. And then the officer was like, yo, go to this room next to me. And I'm like, I was scared. I was shivering. Because it's China. They can do it. Like, I thought back then they were gonna like harvest my organs or whatever. It's like back then I was like, okay, China's still kind of scary if you break the laws. Well, it is scary if you break the laws, but like back then I was like, oh, you do this, you go to jail. That's what I thought it was like back then. So yeah, I went in the room and I was shaking like, and as soon as that officer walked in, he started laughing and I was so confused. He was laughing. And then he was like, oh man, don't worry, no worry. He just said, we're just gonna do a rapid test real quick. And I was like, wait, just a rapid test? Yeah, we're just gonna do a quick rapid test. That's it, bro. That's it. He was like continuing laughing as he got that swab again, as he got that mouth swab again. It wasn't even a nasal swab, it was like a mouth swab as well. Just went all over my mouth, put on the thing, the rapid testing, and it came back negative. I was out the room like, oh my goodness. In fact, it didn't even take that long. It was like 5 minutes only. So, picked up my luggage. No, sorry, we picked up like 9, 10 luggages. We had so many luggages that day. We were there for a while. We were at the carousel for a long time. The driver waited for us. He helped us load the luggages into his car. We drove to the service apartment, and then my parents were like, nope, we're not staying here. And there was a nearby hotel, so we stayed at that hotel instead. So, yeah. It was the 16th of September when I arrived. We skipped a day when we flew. And then I went to school on the 18th, and I was a whole month late. My school here starts at the 3rd week of August, but my old school always started at the 1st week of September. So 2 weeks earlier. And at around the first weekend, pretty much the first weekend, we went apartment hunting and stuff like that. And the crazy thing is, the first place we went to was the area that I live in right now. Yeah, I know. It's funny. And at around November 1st, we checked out of the hotel. Wait, no, never mind. Nope, we're not done yet. At October, my parents had to do this health check thing. That's another story. I can't really tell you that story because I wasn't there. I wasn't 15 yet, so I didn't have to go. I'm glad I didn't go. I'm scared of the doctor and everything. So at around November 1st, we checked out the hotel, moved into a new place, and we were settled in. Oh, keep in mind, at that time, I finally had WeChat and Alipay. And back then, I didn't even know how to set up my Alipay account. So at around that time, like to the time we moved into our apartment, I had my Alipay account, and boom, I could just pay, and it was convenient. I'm like, God damn, this is convenient. And I still do that to this day. If you have any questions, just let me know, I guess? I don't know. All right, see you, bye.